I am recording as well. I haven't hit go live yet, but so on the recording, everyone be like, hey, comedy of errors, yay. Okay, and then I'm gonna do it again because I have to hit go live, but I don't see a go live.
It says you are live. It says live on custom live streaming service.
Yep, I see it.
Okay, so mine says waiting for Lisa Dawn. And I'm like, well, okay. And I definitely don't have anything popping up on the YouTube people. If you're watching and have any of our text numbers, text us if it's working. Oh, here we go. Click here. Okay. Oh, okay. Now I did it. Oh, yep. Okay, everyone wave. Yay, comedy of errors. Ah!
Oh.
Go, no weird Shakespeare. The Comedy of Errors by William Shakespeare. Oh, here we go. Act 1, Scene 1. Enter Solinus, the Duke of Ephesus, with Egeon, the merchant of Syracuse, jailer, officer, and other attendants.
Proceed, Solinus, to procure my fall, and by the doom of death and woes and all.
Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I am not partial to infringe our laws. The enmity and discord which of late sprung from the rancorous outrage of your duke to merchants are well-dealing countrymen, sealing his rigorous statutes with their bloods, excludes all pity from our threatening looks. It hath in solemn synods been decreed, both by the Syracusians and ourselves, to admit no traffic to our adverse towns. Nay more, if any born of Ephesus be seen at Syracusian marts and fairs, again, if any Syracusian born come to the bay of Ephesus, he dies. His goods confiscate to the duke's dispose, unless 1,000 marks be levied, to quit the penalty and to ransom him. Thy substance, valued at the highest rate, cannot amount unto 100 marks. Therefore, by law, thou art condemned to die.
Yet this is my comfort. When your words are done, my woes end likewise with the evening sun.
Well, Syracusian, say in the brief the cause why thou departest from thou native home, and for what cause thou camest to Ephesus.
A heavier task could not have been imposed than I to speak my griefs unspeakable. I'll utter what my sorrow gives me leave. In Syracuse was I born, and wed unto a woman happy but for me, and by me had not our hap been bad. With her I lived in joy. Our wealth increased by prosperous voyages I often made to Epidemnum, till my factor's death drew me from the kind embracements of my spouse. From home my absence was not 6 months old before herself, almost at fainting under the pleasing punishment that women bear, had made provision for her following me, and soon and safe arrived where I was. There had she not been long, but she became a joyful mother of 2 goodly sons, and, which was strange, the one so like the other as could not be distinguished but by names. That very hour, and in the self same inn, a meaner woman was delivered of such a burden. Male twins, both alike. Those, for their parents were exceedingly poor, I bought and brought up to attend my sons. My wife, so very proud of 4 such boys, made daily motions for our home return. Unwillingly, I agreed. Alas, too soon we came aboard. a league from Epidamnum, had we sailed before the always wind-obeying deep gave any tragic instance of our harm. For what obscured light the heavens did grant, but did convey unto our fearful minds a doubtful warrant of immediate death. The sailors sought for safety by our boat and left the ship, then sinking ripe to us. My wife, more careful for the latter son, had fastened him unto a small spare mast. To him one of the other twins was bound, whilst I had been like heedful of the other. The children thus disposed, my wife and I, fixing our eyes on whom our care was fixed, fastened ourselves at either end the mast, and floating straight, obedient to the stream, was carried towards Corinth, as we thought. 2 ships from far, making amain to us, of Corinth this, of Epidaurus that. But ere they came, oh, let me say no more. Gather the sequel by what went before.
Nay, forward, old man. Do not break off so, for we may pity, though not pardon thee.
Oh, had the gods done so, I had not now worthily termed them merciless to us. We were encountered by a mighty rock, which being violently borne upon, our helpful ship was split in the midst. Her part, poor soul, seeming as unburdened with lesser weight, but not with lesser woe, was carried with more speed before the wind, and in our sight the 3 were taken up by fishermen of Corinth, as we thought. At length, another ship had seized on us, gave healthful welcome to their shipwrecked guests, and would have reft the fishers of their prey had not their barge been very slow of sail. And therefore, homeward did they bend their course. Thus have you heard me severed from my bliss, that by misfortunes was my life prolonged to tell sad stories of mine own mishaps.
And for the sake of them thou sorrowest for, do me the favor to dilate it full what hath befallen of them and thee till now.
My youngest boy, and yet my eldest care, at 18 became inquisitive after his brother, and importuned me that his attendant, so his case was like, reft of his brother, but retained his name, might bear him company in the quest of him, whomst while I labored of a love to see, I hazard the loss of him I loved. 5 summers have I spent in farthest Greece, roaming clean through the bounds of Asia, and coasting homeward, came to Ephesus. Hopeless to find, yet loath to leave unsought, or that or any place that harbors men. But here must end the story of my life. And happy were I in my timely death, could all my travels warrant me they live.
Hapless Aegeon, whom the fates have marked to bear the extremity of dire mishap. Now trust me, were it not against our laws, against my crown, my oath, my dignity, my soul would sue as advocate for thee. But though thou art adjudged to the death, and passive sentence may not be recalled, but to our honor's great disparagement, yet will I favor thee in what I can. Therefore, merchant, I'll limit thee this day to seek thy life by beneficial help. Try all the friends thou hast in Ephesus. Beg thou or borrow to make up the sum and live. If no, thou art doomed to die. Officer, take him into thy custody.
I will, my lord.
Hopeless and helpless doth Egeon wend, but to procrastinate his lifeless end.
Act 1, Scene 2. Enter Antipholus of Syracuse, first merchant, and Dromio of Syracuse.
Therefore, give that you are of Damnium, lest that your goods too soon be confiscate. This very day, a Syracusian merchant is apprehended for arrival here, and, not being able to buy out his life, according to the statute of the town, dies ere the weary sun set in the west. There is your money that I had to keep.
Go, bear it to the centaur where we host, and stay there, Dromio, till I come to thee.
Oh, many a man would take you at your word and go, indeed, having so good a mean.
A trusty villain, sir, that very oft, when I am dull with care and melancholy, lightens my humor, and with his merry jests. What, will you walk with me about the town, and then go to my inn and dine with me?
I'm invited, sir, to certain merchants, of whom I hope to make much benefit. I crave your pardon. Soon, at 5 o'clock, please you, I'll meet you upon the mart, and afterward consort you till bedtime. My present business calls me from you now.
Farewell till then. I will lose myself and wander up and down the city. He that commends me to mine own content commends me to the thing I cannot get. I to the world am like a drop of water that the ocean seeks another drop, who falling there to find his fellow forth, unseen, inquisitive, confounds himself. So I to find a mother and a brother, requested them unhappy lose myself. Ah, here comes the almanac of my true date. What now? How chance art thou returned so soon?
Returned so soon, rather approached too late. The clock has struck in 12 upon the bell. My mistress made it upon my cheek. She is so hot because the meat is so cold, and the meat is cold because you have not yet come home.
Stop in your wind, sir. Tell me this, I pray. Where have you left the money that I gave you?
Oh, the 6 pence that I had on Wednesday last to pay the saddler for my mistress's crupper. Oh, the saddler has it, sir. I have it not.
I am not in a sportive humor now. Tell me, and dally not, where is the money? We be strangers here. How darest thou trust so great a charge for thine own custody?
I pray you jest, sir, as you sit at dinner, if I from my mistress come to you in post. If I return, I shall be post indeed, for she will scour your fault upon my pate.
Come, Dromio, come. These jests are out of season. Reserve them till a merrier hour than this. Where is the gold I gave thee?
To me, sir? Why, you gave me no, you gave no gold to me.
Come, sir knave, have done your foolishness, and tell me how thou hast disposed thy charge.
My charge was but to fetch you from the mart, home to your house, the Phoenix, sir, to dinner. My mistress and her sister stays for you.
Now, as I am a Christian, answer me, in what safe place have you bestowed my money? Or I shall break the merry sconce of yours that stands on tricks when I am undisposed. Where is the 1,000 marks I hadst of me?
I have some marks of yours upon my pate, some of my mistress's marks upon my shoulders, but not 1,000 marks between you both.
Thy mistress's marks? What mistress, slave, hast thou?
Your worship's wife, my mistress, the Phoenix, she that doth fast till you come home to dinner, and prays that you will he hi ho you home to dinner.
What will thou flaunt thus into my face? Being forbid. There, take you that, sir knave.
What mean you, sir? For God's sake, hold your hands. Nay, you not, sir. I'll take my heels.
Upon my life, by some device or other, the villain is o'erwrought of all my money. They say this town is full of cozenage, dark working sorcerers that change the mind, and many such like liberties of sin. If it proves so, I will be gone the sooner. I'll go to the centaur and go seek this slave. I'll greatly fear my money is not safe.
2, Scene 1. Enter Adriana, wife to Antipholus of Ephesus, with Luciana, her sister.
Neither my husband nor the slave returned, that in such haste I sent to seek his master. Sure, Luciana, it is 2 o'clock.
Perhaps some merchant hath invited him, and from the mart he's somewhere gone to dinner. Good sister, let us dine, and never fret. A man is master of his liberty. Time is their master, and when they see time, they'll go or come. If so, be patient, sister.
Why should their liberty than ours be more?
Well, because their business still lies out of door.
Look, when I serve him so, he takes it ill.
Oh, know that he is the bridle of your will.
There's none but assess to be bridled so.
Why, headstrong liberty is lashed with woe. There's nothing situate under heaven's eye, but hath his bound in earth, in sea, in sky. Man, more divine, the master of all these, Lord of the wide world and wild watery seas, are masters to their females and their lords. Then let your will attend on their accords.
This servitude makes you to keep unwed.
Oh, not this, but troubles of the marriage bed.
But were you wedded, you would bear some away.
Ere I learn love, I'll practice to obey.
How if your husband starts some other where?
Till he come again, I would forbear.
Patience unmoved. No marvel though she pause. They can be meek that have no other cause. A wretched soul bruised with adversity, we bid be quiet when we hear it cry. But were we burdened with like weight of pain, as much or more we should ourselves complain? Thou that hast no unkind mate to grieve thee, with urging helpless patience would relieve me. But if thou live to see the right bereft, this full begged patience in thee will be left.
Well, I will marry one day, but to try. Well, here comes your man. Now your husband is nigh.
Say, is your tardy master now at hand?
Nay, he has had 2 hands at me, and that's my ears can witness.
Say, didst thou speak with him? Knowest thou his mind?
Oh, aye, he told me his mind upon my ear, but beheld his hand, and I scarce could understand it.
Spake he so doubtfully thou couldst not feel his meaning?
Nay, he struck me so plainly, I could too well feel his blows, and withal so doubtfully that I could scarce understand them.
But say, I prithee, is he coming home? It seems he hath great care to please his wife.
Oh, my mistress, sure, my mistress is horn mad.
Horn mad, thou villain.
I mean, not coupled mad, but sure he is stark mad. When I had him to come home to dinner, he asked me for 1,000 marks in gold. 'Tis dinner time, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Your mint doth burn, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Will you come, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Where is the 1,000 marks upon me I gave thee, villain, quoth he. My mistress, sir, quoth I. Hang thy mistress, quoth he. I know not thy mistress, out thy mistress.
Quoth who?
Quoth my master. I know, quoth he, no house, no wife, no mistress, so that my errand do unto my tongue, I thank him, I bear him upon my shoulders, for in conclusion, he did beat me there.
Go back again, thou slave, and fetch him home.
Go back again and be beaten home. For God's sake, send some other messenger.
Back, slave, or I will break thy pate across.
And he will bless the cross with his other beatings. Between you, I shall have a holy head.
Hence, prating peasant, fetch thy master home.
Am I so round with you, that you with me, that like a football to do spurn with me thus? You spurn me hence, and he will spurn me hither. And if I last the service, you must case me in leather.
Why, how impatience loureth in your face?
His company must do his minions grace, whilst I am home starved for a merry look, hath homely in the age the alluring beauty took from my poor cheek, then he hath wasted it. Are my discourses dull? Barren my wit? What ruins are in me that can be found by him not ruined? Then he is the ground of my defeatures, my decayed fare. A sunny look of his would soon repair, but too unruly dear he breaks the pale and feeds from home. For I am but his stale.
Self-harming jealousy. Fie, beat it hence.
Unfeeling fools can with such wrongs dispense. I know his eye doth homage elsewhere, or else what lest it be but he would be here? Sister, you know he promised me a chain. Would that alone he would detain? So he would keep fair quarter with his bed? Since that my beauty cannot please his eye, I'll weep what's left away and weeping die.
How many fond fools serve mad jealousy?
2, Scene 2. Enter Antipholus of Syracuse.
The gold I gave to Dromio is laid up safe at the centaur, and the heedful slave is wandering forth in care to seek out. By computation and mine's host's report, I could not speak with Dromio, since at first I sent him from the market. Oh, see, here he comes. How now, sir, is your merry humor altered? As you love strokes, so jest with me again. You know no centaur, you receive no gold, your mistress sent to have me to dinner. My house was at the Phoenix. Wast thou mad? So madly thou did answer me.
What answer, sir? When spake I such a word?
Even now, even here, not half an hour since.
I did not see you since you sent me hence, home to the centaur with the gold you gave me.
Villain, thou didst deny the gold receipt and toldst me of a mistress and a dinner, for which I hope thou feltst I was displeased.
Oh, I am glad to see you in this merry vein. Oh, what means this jest, I pray you, master? Tell me.
Yea, dost thou jeer and flaunt me in teeth? Thinkst thou I jest? Hold, take thou that and that.
No! Hold, sir, for God's sake! Now your jest is earnest. Upon what bargain do you give it me?
Because that I familiarly sometimes do use you for my fool and chat with you. Your sauciness will jest upon my love and make a comment of my serious hours if you will jest with me. Know my aspect and fashion your demeanor to my looks, or I will beat this method in your sconce.
Sconce, call you it? So you would leave battering, I'd rather have a head. and you use these blows long, I must get a sconce for my head and ensconce it too, or else I shall seek my wit in my shoulders. But I pray, sir, why am I beaten?
Dost thou not know?
Nothing, sir, but that I am beaten.
Shall I tell you why?
Aye, sir, and wherefore? For they say every why have a wherefore.
Why, first, for flouting me, and then wherefore for urging it the second time to me.
But was there ever a man beaten thus out of season when the why and the wherefore is neither rhyme nor reason? Well, sir. Oh, thank you.
Thank me, sir, for what?
Oh, marry, sir, for this something that you gave me for nothing.
I'll make you amends next, to give you nothing for something, but say, sir, is it dinner time?
No, sir. Well, I think the meat wants that I have.
In good time, sir, what's that?
A basting.
Well, sir, then 'twill be dry.
If it be, sir, I pray you eat none of it.
Your reason?
Lest it make you choleric and purchase me another dry basting.
Well, sir, then learn to jest in good time. There's time for all things.
I durst have denied that before you were so choleric.
Soft, who wafts us yonder?
I, Antipholus, look strange and frown. Some other mistress hath thy sweet aspects. I am not Adriana, nor thy wife. The time was once when thou unurged wouldst vow that never words were music to thine ear, that never object pleasing in thine eye, that never touch welcome to thy hand, that never meat sweet savored in thy taste, unless I spake, or looked, or touched, or carved to thee. How come it now, my husband? Oh, how comes it that thou art then estranged from thyself? Do not tear away thyself from me. How dearly would it touch thee to the quick, shouldst thou bear but here I were licentious, and that this body consecrate to thee by ruffian lust should be contaminate. Wouldst thou not spit at me and spurn at me and hurl the name of husband in my face, and from my false hand cut the wedding ring, or break it with a deep divorcing vow? I know thou canst, and therefore see thou do it. For if we two be one, and thou play false, I do digest the poison of thy flesh, being strumpeted by thy contagion. Keep then fair league and truce with thy true bed. I live unstained, thou undishonored.
Lead you to me, fair dame? I know you not. In Ephesus, I am but 2 hours old, as strange unto your town as to your talk, who every word by all my wit being scanned, what wit in all the word to understand?
My brother, how the world has changed with you. When were you wont to use my sister thus? Well, she sent for you by Dromio home to dinner.
By Dromio?
By me.
By thee, and this thou didst return from him, that he did buffet thee, and in his blows denied my house for me for his wife.
Did you converse, sir, with this gentlewoman? What is the course and drift of your compact?
Sir, I never saw her till this time.
Villain, thou liest, for even her very words didst thou deliver to me on the marked.
I never spake with her in all my life.
How can she thus call us by our names? Unless it be inspiration?
How ill agrees it with your gravity to counterfeit thus grossly with your slave, abetting him to thwart me in my mood. Be it my wrong, you are from me exempt, but wrong, not that wrong with a more contempt. Come, I will fasten on the sleeve of thine. Thou art an elm, my husband, I a vine, whose weakness, married to thy stronger state, makes me thy strength to communicate. If aught possesses thee from me, it is dross, usurping ivy, brile, or idle moss, who all for want of pruning with intrusion, inspect thy sap and live on thy confusion.
To me she speaks. She moves me for her theme. Was I married to her in my dream? Or sleep I now and think I hear all this? What air drives our eyes and ears amiss? Until I know this sure uncertainty, I'll entertain the offered fallacy.
Dromio, go bid the servants spread for dinner.
Oh, for my beads, I cross me for a sinner. This is the fairyland. Oh, spite of spites, we talk with goblins, owls, and sprites. If we obey them not, this will ensue. They'll suck our breath and beat us black and blue.
Why pratst thou to thyself and answerest thou not? Dromio, thou snail, thou slug, thou sot!
I am transformed, master. Am I not?
Think thou art in mind, and so am I.
Nay, master, both in mind and in my shape.
Thou hast mine own form.
No! I am an ape.
If thou art changed to aught, 'tis to an ass.
Oh, 'tis true. She rides me, and I long for grass. 'Tis so, I am an ass, else it could never be, but I should know her as well as she knows me.
Come, no longer will I be a fool, whilst man and master laughs my woes to scorn. Come, sir, to dinner. Dromio, keep the gate. Husband, I'll dine above with you today, and shrive you of 1,000 idle pranks. Sirrah, if any ask you for your master, say he dines forth, and let no creature enter. Come, sister. Dromio, play the porter well.
Am I in earth, in heaven, or in hell? Sleeping or waking, mad or well advised? No, unto these and to myself disguised? I'll say as they say and persevere so, and in this mist at all adventures go.
Master, shall I be porter at the gate?
Aye, and let none enter, lest I break your pate.
Come, Antipholus, we dine too late.
Act 3, Scene 1. Enter Antipholus of Ephesus, his man Dromio, Angelo the goldsmith, and Balthazar the merchant.
Good Signor Angelo, you must excuse us all. My wife is shrewish when I keep not hours. Say that I lingered with you at your shop to see the making of her carcanet, and that tomorrow you will bring it home. Ah, but here's a villain that would face me down. He met me on the mart, and that I beat him and charged him with 1,000 marks in gold, and that I did deny my wife and house. Thou drunkard, thou, what didst thou mean by this?
Say what you will, sir, but I know what I know, that you beat me in the mart, and I have your hand to show. If the skin were parchment and the blows you gave me were ink, your own handwriting would tell you what I think.
I think thou art an ass.
Marry, so it doth appear, but the wrongs I suffer and the blows I bear, I should kick, being kicked and being at the pass, you would keep from my heels and beware of an ass.
You're sad, Signor Balthazar. Pray God our cheer may answer my goodwill, and you're welcome here.
I hold your dainties cheap, sir, and you're welcome, dear.
Oh, Signor Balthazar, either at flesh or fish, a table full of welcome makes scarce one dainty dish.
Good meat, sir, is common, that every churl affords.
And welcome more common, for that's nothing but words.
Small cheer and great welcome make a merry feast.
Better cheer you may have, but not with better heart. But soft, my door is locked. Go, bid them let us in.
Maud, Bridget, Marion, Cecil, Gillian, Jin.
Maltos, capon, coxcomb, idiot, patch! Either get thee from the door or sit down at the hatch. Dost thou conjure for wenches that thou calls for such store? When one is too many, go! Get thee from the door!
What Bob just made out, Porter? My master stays in the street.
Let him walk from whence he came, lest he catch cold on his feet.
Who talks within there? Ho, open the door.
Right, sir. I'll tell you when, and you'll tell me wherefore.
Wherefore? For my dinner. I have not dined today.
Nor here today you must not. Come again when you may.
What art thou that keepest me out from the house I own?
The porter for this time, sir, and my name is Dromio.
Oh, since thou hast stolen both my office and my name, the one never gave me credit, the other mickle blame. If thou hadst been Dromio, today in my place, thou wouldst change thy face for a name, or thy name for an ass.
What a coil is there? Dromio, who are those at the gate?
Let my master in, Luce.
No, he comes too late, and so tell your master.
Oh Lord, I must have at you with the proverb. Shall I set my staff?
Have at you with another? That's when you can tell.
Oh, if thy name be called Luce, thou hast answered him well.
Do you hear, you minion? You'll let us in, I hope?
I thought to have asked you.
And you said no.
Oh! How was struck, there was blow for blow.
Thou baggage, let me in.
Can you tell for whose sake?
Master, knock the door hard.
Let him knock it till it ache.
Oh, you'll cry for this, minion, if I beat the door down.
What needs all that and a pair of stocks in the town?
Who's at the door that keeps all this noise?
By my troth, your town is riddled with unruly boys.
Are you there, wife? You might have come before.
Your wife, sir knave. Go, get you from the door.
If you were in pain, master, this knave would go sore.
Here is neither cheer, sir, nor welcome. We would fain have either.
Oh, in debating which was best, we shall part with neither.
They stand at the door, master, but then welcome hither.
There is something in the wind that we cannot get in.
You would say so, master, if your garments were thin. Your cake is warm within, and you stand here in the cold. It would make a man mad, and it's a buck to be so bought and sold.
Go, fetch me something. I'll break ope the gate.
Oh, breaking here, and I'll break your knave's plate.
A man may break a word with you, sir, and words are but wind. I break it your face, and so break it not behind.
Oh, it seems thou wants breaking. Out upon thee, hind.
Oh, here's too much out upon thee. I pray thee, let me in.
Aye, when fowls have no feathers and fish have no fin.
Well, I'll break in. Go, borrow me a crow.
If a crow help us in, sir, We'll pluck a crow together.
Go get thee gone. Fetch me an iron crow.
Ugh.
Have patience, sir, or let it not be so. Herein you war against your reputation, and draw within the compass of suspect the unviolated honor of your wife. Once this, your long experience of her wisdom, her sober virtue, years, and modesty, plead on her part, shall cause you to you unknown. And doubt not, sir, but she will well excuse why at this time the doors are made against you. Be ruled by me. Depart in patience. Let us to the Tiger, all to dinner, and about evening come yourself alone, to know the reason of this strange restraint. If by strong hand you offer to break in, now, in the stirring passage of the day, a vulgar comment will be made of it, and dwell upon your grave when you are dead. For slander lives upon succession, forever household where it gets possession.
You have prevailed. I will depart in quiet, and in despite of mirth, mean to be merry. I know a wench of excellent discourse, pretty and witty, wild and yet gentle too. There will we dine. This woman that I mean, my wife, but I protest without desert, hath oftentimes unbraided me withal. To her will we to dinner. Get you home and fetch the chain. By this I know 'tis made. Bring it, I pray you, to the Porpentine, for there's the house. That chain will I bestow, be it for nothing but to the spite of my wife, upon mine hostess there. Good sir, make haste. Since mine own doors refuse to entertain me, I'll knock somewhere else to see if they disdain me.
I'll meet you at that place some hour hence.
Do so. This jest shall cost me some expense.
Act 3, Scene 2. Enter Luciana with Antipholus of Syracuse.
And may it be that you have quite forgot a husband's office? Shall Antipholus, even in the spring of love, thy love springs rot? Shall love in building grow so ruinous? If thou did wed my sister for her wealth, then for her wealth's sake, use her with more kindness. Or if you like elsewhere, do it by stealth. Muffle your false love with some show of blindness. Let not my sister read it in your eye. Be not thy tongue thy own shame's orator. Look sweet, speak fair, become disloyalty. Apparel vice like virtue's harbinger. Bear a fair presence, though your heart be tainted. 'Tis double wrong to truant with your bed, and let her read it in thy looks at board. Alas, poor women, make us but believe, being compact of credit, that you love us. Though others have the arm, show us the sleeve. We in your motion turn, and you may move us. And gentle brother, get you in again. Comfort my sister, cheer her, call her wife. 'Tis holy sport to be a little vain when the sweet breath of flattery conquers strife.
Sweet mistress, what your name is, else I know not, nor by what wonder you do hit on me, on mine. Teach me, dear creature, how to think, speak. Are you a god? Would you create me new? Transform me, then, and to your power I'll yield. But if that I am, then will I know your weeping sister is not my, nor to her bed no homage do I owe. For far more to you do I decline. Oh, train me not, sweet mermaid, with thy note to drown me in thy sister's flood of tears. Sing, siren, for thyself, I will dote. Spread o'er the silver waves thy golden hairs, and as a bed I'll take them and lie in that glorious supposition think he gains by death that hath such means to die. Let love, being light, being drowned if she sink.
Oh, well, what? Are you mad that you do reason so?
Not mad, but mated. How I do not know.
It is a fault that springeth from your eye.
For gazing on your beams, fair son, being by.
Gaze when you should, and that will clear your sight.
As good to wink. Sweet love as good on night.
Why call you me love? Call my sister so.
Ah, thy sister's sister.
That's my sister.
No, it is thyself. Mine own self, better part. Mine eyes, clear eye, my dear heart's dearest heart.
Well, all this my sister is, or else she should be.
Call thyself sister. Sweet, for I am thee. Thee will I love, and with thee lead my life. Thou hast no husband yet, nor I no wife. Give me thy hand.
Oh, soft sir, hold you still. I'll fetch my sister to get her goodwill.
Why, how now, Dromio? Where runnest thou so fast?
Oh, do you know me, sir? Am I Dromio? Am I your man? Am I myself?
Thou art Dromio. Thou art my man, thou art thyself.
Oh, no, I am an ass. I am a woman's man, and besides myself.
What woman's man, and how besides thyself?
Sir, besides myself, I am due to a woman. One that claims me, one that haunts me, one that will have me.
What claim lays she on thee?
Oh, marry, sir, such claim as you would lay to your horse, and she would have me as a beast. Not that I, being a beast, she would have me, but that she, being a very beastly creature, lays claim to me.
What is she?
Oh, very reverend body. Such a one as a man may not speak of without he say, Sir Reverence.
Oh.
I have but lean luck in the match, and yet she is a wondrous fat marriage.
Oh, hast thou mean a fat marriage?
Marry, sir, she is the kitchen wench, and all grease. And I know not what use to put her to, but to make a lamb of her and run from her by her own light. I warned her rags and the tallow in them would burn a Poland winter.
Oh.
If she lives till doomsday, she'll burn a week longer than the whole world.
Oh, what complexion is she of?
Swart, like my shoe, but her face, nothing like so clean kept. For why? She sweats. A man may go over shoes in the grime of it.
Oh, that's a fault that water will mend.
No, sir, 'tis ingrained. Noah's flood could not do it.
Oh, what's her name?
Nell, sir. But her name and 3/4, that's an L, and 3/4 will not measure her from hip to hip.
Ooh, then she bears some breath?
Yeah, no longer from head to foot, than from hip to hip. She is spherical, like a globe, I could find out countries in her.
In what part of her body stands Ireland?
Ah, Marissa and her Baltics. I found it out by the bogs.
Oh, where's Scotland?
Oh, I found it out by the Baroness. Hard in the palm of her hand.
Where's France?
Ah, in her forehead, armed and reverted, making war against her hair.
And where's England?
I looked for the chalky cliffs, but I could not find no whiteness in them. But I guess it stood in her chin, by the salt room that ran between France and it.
Where stood Belgium? The Netherlands.
Oh, sir, I did not look so low. To conclude, this drudge or diviner laid claim to me, called me Dromio, swore I was assured to her, told me what privy marks I had about me, as the mark on my shoulder, the mole in my neck, the great wart on my left arm, that I, amazed, ran from her as a witch.
Go! Hide thee presently, post to the road.
Oh.
If the wind blow any way from shore, I will not harbor in this town tonight. If any bark come forth, come to the mart, where I will walk till thou return to me. If everyone knows us, we know none. 'Tis time, I think, to trudge pack and be gone.
As from a bear a man would run from life, so I fly from her that would be my wife.
There's none but witches that do inhabit this place here, and therefore 'tis high time that I were hence. She doth call me husband, even my soul doth for a wife abhor. Her fair sister says with such a gentle sovereign grace, oh, such an enchanting presence and discourse hath almost made me a traitor to myself, unless myself be guilty to myself wrong. Oh, I'll stop mine ears against the mermaid's song.
Master Antipholus.
Aye, that's my name.
I know it well, sir. Oh, lo, here's the chain. I thought to have taken you at the Porpentine.
Ah. Made it for me, sir. I bespoke it not.
Oh, well, not once, nor twice, but 20 times you have. Go home with it, and please your wife withal. And soon, at supper time, I'll visit you, and then receive my money for the chain.
I pray you, sir, receive the money now, for fear you'll never see chain or money more.
You are a merry man, sir. Fare you well.
What should I think of this? I cannot tell. But this, I think, there's no man is so vain. There should refuse so fair and offered chain. I see a man here needs no lives but shifts, where in the streets he meets such golden gifts. I'll go to the mark, and there for Dromio stay. If any ship come out, then straight away.
Act 4, Scene 1. Enter a second merchant, Angelo the goldsmith, and an officer.
You know, since Pentecost, the sum is due, and since I have not much importuned you, nor now had I not, but I am bound to Persia and want guilders for my voyage. Therefore, make present satisfaction, or I'll attach you by this officer.
Even just the sum that I do owe to you is growing to me by Antipholus. And in the instant that I met with you, he had of me the chain. At 5 o'clock, I shall receive the money for the same. Please, if you walk with me down to his house, I will discharge my bond and thank you too.
That labor may you save. See where he comes.
While I go to the goldsmith's house, go thou and buy a rope's end. That will I bestow among my wife and her confederates for locking me out my doors by day. Oh, but soft, I see the goldsmith. Get thee gone. Buy thou a rope and bring it home to me.
I buy £1,000 a year, I buy a rope.
A man is well holp up that trusts to you. I promised your presents and the chain, but neither chain nor goldsmith came to me. Be like you thought our love would last too long if it were chained together, and therefore came not.
Saving your merry humor, here's the note. How much your chain weighs, to the utmost carat, the fineness of the gold, the chargeful fashion, which doth amount to 3 odd ducats more than I stand indebted to this gentleman. I pray you, see him presently discharged, for he is bound to sea and stays but for it.
I am not furnished with the present money. Besides, I have some business in the town. Good signor, take the stranger to my house, and with you take the chain, and bid my wife disperse the sum on the receipt thereof. Perchance I will be there as soon as you.
Then you will bring the chain to her yourself.
No, bear it with you, lest I come not in time enough.
Well, sir, I will have you the chain about you.
And if I have not, sir, I hope you have, or else you may return without your money.
Nay, come, I pray you, sir, give me the chain. Both wind and tide stays for this gentleman, and I, to blame, have held him here too long.
Good Lord, you use this dalliance to excuse your breach of promise to the Porpentine. I should have you chid. I should have chid you for not bringing it, but like a shrew, you first begin to brawl.
The hour steals on, I pray you, sir, dispatch.
You hear how he importunes me? The chain.
Why, give it to my wife and fetch your money.
Come, you know I gave it you even now. Either send the chain or send me by some token.
Why, now you run this humor out of breath. Come, where's the chain? I pray you, let me see it.
My business cannot brook this dalliance. Good sir, say whether you'll answer me or no. If not, I'll leave him to the officer.
I answer you. What should I answer you?
The money that you owe me for the chain.
I owe you none till I receive the chain.
You know I gave it you half an hour since.
You gave me none. You wrong me much to say so.
You wrong me more, sir, in denying it. Consider how it stands upon my credit.
Well, officer, arrest him at my suit.
I do, and charge you in the Duke's name to obey me.
This touches me in reputation. Either consent to pay the sum for me, or I attach you by this officer.
Consent to pay thee that I never had. Arrest me, foolish fellow, if thou darest.
Here is thy fee. Arrest him, officer. I would not spare my brother in this case if he should scorn me so apparently.
I do arrest you, sir. You hear the suit?
I do obey thee till I give thee bail. But, sirrah, you shall buy this sport as dear as all the metal in your shop will answer.
Sir, I shall have law in Ephesus. To your notorious shame, I doubt it not.
Oh, master,
There is a barge of Epidamnum that stays till her owner comes aboard, and then, sir, she bears away. Our frottage, sir, I have conveyed aboard, and I have seen the ship in her trim. The merry wind blows fair from land. They stay for naught at all but their owner, master, and yourself.
How now? A madman? Why, thou peevish sheep, what ship of Epidemnum stays for me?
A ship you sent me to hire wharfage.
Ha, thou drunken slave, I sent thee for a rope, and told thee to what purpose and what end.
You sent me to a rope's end as soon you sent me to the bay, sir, for a barge.
I will debate this matter at more leisure, and teach your ears to list me with more heed. To Adriana, villain, hie thee straight. Give her this key, and tell her in the desk that's covered o'er with the Turkish tapestry that there is a purse of ducats. Let her send it. Tell her I am arrested in the street, and that shall bail me. Hie thee, slave, be gone! On, officer, till prison till it come.
To Adriana. That is where we dined. Where Dow's about to claim me for her husband. Oh, she's too big, I hope, for me to compass. Thither I must, although against my will, for servants must their masters' minds fulfill. Act 4, Scene 2, enter Adriana and Luciana.
Luciana, did he tempt thee so? Mightst thou perceive austerly in his eye that he did plead in earnest, yea or nay, yea or no? Looked he red or pale, or sad or merrily?
First, he denied you had in him no right.
He meant he did me none, the more my spite.
Then he swore that he was a stranger here.
And true he swore, though yet forsworn he were.
Then pleaded I for you.
And what said he?
That love I begged for you, he begged of me.
With what persuasion did he tempt thy love?
With words that in an honest suit might move. First he did praise my beauty and my speech.
Did speak him fair?
Have patience, I beseech.
I cannot, nor I will not hold me still. My tongue, though not my heart, shall have his will. He is deformed, crooked, old and sere, ill-faced, worse-bodied, shapeless everywhere, vicious, ungentle, foolish, blunt, unkind, stigmatical in making, worse in mind.
Well, who would be jealous then of such a one? No evil loss is wailed when it is gone.
Ah, but I think him better than I say, and yet would herein others' eyes were worse. My heart prays for him, though my tongue do curse.
Here, go! The desk, the purse. Sweet now, make haste!
Oh, hast thou lost thy breath?
By running fast.
Where is thy master, Dromio? Is he well?
Oh, no, he's in tartar limbo, worse than hell. A devil in everlasting garment hath him, one whose hard heart is buttoned up with steel, a hound that runs counter and yet draws dry footwell, one that before judgment carries poor souls to hell.
Why, man? What's the matter?
I do not know the matter. He is arrested on the case.
What is he arrested? Tell me whose suit.
I know not in whose suit he is arrested well, but is in a suit of buff, which rested him, that I can tell. Will you send him Mistress Redemption, the money in his desk?
Go fetch it, sister. This I wonder at, that he, unknown to me, should be in debt. Tell me, was he arrested on a band?
No, not on a band, but a stronger thing. A chain. A chain. Do you not hear it ring?
What, the chain?
No, the bell. 'Tis time I were gone. It was 2 ere I left him, and now the clock strikes 1.
The hours come back. That did I never hear.
Oh, yes. If any hour meet a sergeant, he turns back for very fear.
As if time were in debt. How fondly dost thou reason?
Time is a very bankrupt and owes more than he's worthy to season. Nay, he's a thief too. Have you not heard men say that time comes stealing on by day and night? If he be in debt and theft and a sergeant in the way, have ye not reason to turn back an hour in the day?
Go, Dromio, there's the money. Bear it straight and bring thy master home immediately.
Okay.
Come, sister, I am pressed down with conceit, my comfort and my injury.
Act 4, Scene 3. Enter Antipholus of Syracuse wearing the chain.
There's not a man I meet but does salute me, as if I were their well-acquainted friend. And everyone does call me by my name. Some tender me money to me, some invite me, some others give me their thanks for kindness. Some others offer me condolences to commodities to buy. Even now, a tailor called me to his shop and showed me silks that he had bought for me. And therewithal took measure of my body. And sure, there are some imaginary wiles and lampland sorcerers inhabit here.
Master! Oh, here's the gold you sent me for. What? Have you got the picture of old Adam new apparel?
What gold is this? What Adam doth thou mean?
Not that Adam that kept the paradise, but that Adam that keeps the prison. He that goes in the calfskin that was killed for the prodigal. He that came before you, sir, like an evil angel and bid you forsake your liberty.
I understand thee not.
No! Why, 'tis a plain case. He that went like a base vial in a case of leather, the man, sir, that, when gentlemen are tired, gives them a sob and rests them. He, sir, that takes pity on decayed men and gives them suits of durance. He that sets up his rest to do more exploits with his mace than with his morris pike.
What thou meanest an officer?
Sir, the sergeant of the band. He that brings any man to answer if he breaks the band. One that thinks a man always goes to bed and says, God give thee good rest.
Well, sir, then rest in your foolery. Is there any ships put forth tonight? May we be gone.
Why, sir, I brought you word in our sense that the bark expedition put forth tonight. And then you were hindered by the sergeant to tarry for the holy delay. Here are the angels sent to deliver you.
The fellow is distracted, and so am I. And here we wander an illusion. Some blessed power deliver us from hence.
What?
Darling, what do you say?
Oh, speak not to us, please. What was that?
Well met, Master Antipholus. Well met. Oh dear.
Satan avoid, I charge thee, tempt me not.
Is this Mistress Satan? Oh, nay! She is worse! She's the devil's dam, and here she comes in the habit of a light wench! It is written they appear to men like angels of light. Light is an effect of fire, and fire will burn. Ergo, light wenches will burn. Come not near her. Is gone. She just disappeared. Ah!
One moment, please. One moment. Yes, one moment. Did not have these computers in the day. What was that line that you said?
Come not near her. She is a light wench.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
We are.
No! No, no, no. Give me. Oh no, that was not it. Your man and you are marvelous marry, sir. Will you go with me? We'll mend our dinner there.
Oh, master, if you do expect spoon meat or bespeak a long spoon, marry, he must have a long spoon that must eat with the devil.
Avoid thee, fiend! What tellest thou of supping? Thou art as thou art a sorceress. I conjure thee to leave me and be gone!
Give me the ring of mine you had at dinner. Or for my diamond, the chain you promised. And I'll be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
Okay. Some devils ask but the parings of one's nail, a rush, a hair, a drop of blood, a pin, a nut, a cherry stone. But she, more covetous, would have a chain. Master, be wise, and you give it her, the devil will shake her chain and fright us with it.
Sir, my ring or else the chain. I hope you do not mean to cheat me so.
The witch! Come, Dromio, let us go.
Right, says the peacock. Mistress, that you know.
Now, without doubt, Antipholus is mad. Else why would he never demean him so himself? A ring he hath of mine worth 40 ducats, and for the same he promised me a chain, both of which he denies me now. The reason that I gather he is mad, besides the present instance of his rage, is a tale he told today at dinner of his own doors being shut against his entrance. Be like his wife, acquainted with his fits, on purpose did shut the door against his way. Now, my way is to hie home to his house, to tell his wife that, being lunatic, he rushed into my house and perforce took my ring away. This course I fittest choose, for 40 ducats is too much to lose.
Fear me not, man, I will not break away. I'll give thee, ere I leave thee, so much money to warrant thee, as I'm rested for. My wife is in a wayward mood today, and will not lightly trust the messenger that I should be attached in Ephesus. I tell you, 'twill sound sharply in her ears. Here comes my man. I think he brings the money. How now, sir? have you that I sent you for?
No, well, here's that I want you. We'll pay them all.
But where's the money?
Why, so I gave the money for the robe.
500 ducats, villain? For a rope?
I'll serve you, sir, 500 at that rate.
To what end did I bid thee hie thee home?
To a rope's end, sir, and so that I am returned.
Oh, and to that end, sir, I will welcome you.
Good sir, be patient.
Oh, nay, 'tis me to be patient. I am adversity.
Good now, hold thy tongue.
Nay, rather persuade him to hold his hands.
Thou whoreson, senseless villain.
I were senseless, sir, that I might not feel your blows.
Thou art sensible in nothing but blows, and so is an ass.
I am an ass indeed, you may prove it by my long years. I have served him from the hour of my nativity to this instant, and have nothing at his hands for my service but blows. When I am cold, he beats me with beating, and when I am warm, he cools me with beating. I am waked with it when I sleep, raised it with it when I sit, and driven out the doors with it when I go from home. Welcome home with it from when I return.
Go along. My wife is coming yonder.
Mistress, respite, finding respect. Your end or rather prospers be, like a parrot, beware the rope's end.
Wilt thou still talk? Huh?
How say you now? Is not your husband mad?
His incivility confirms no less. Good Dr. Pinch, you are a conjurer. Establish him in his true sense again, and I will please you what you will demand.
Alas, how fiery and how sharp he looks.
Mark how he trembles in his ecstasy.
Give me your hand and let me feel your pulse.
Yeah, there is my hand, and let it feel your ear.
I charge thee, Satan, housed within this man, to yield possession to my holy prayers, and to the state of darkness hie thee straight. I conjure thee by all the saints of heaven.
Peace, doting wizard, peace. I am not mad.
Oh, that thou wert not, poor distressed soul.
You, minion, you. Are these your customers? Did this companion with the saffron face revel and feasted at my house today, whilst upon me the guilty doors were shut and denied to enter in my house?
Oh, husband, God doth know you dined at home. Would you had remained until this time, free from these slanders and this open shame?
Dined at home. Thou villain, what sayest thou?
Sir, sooth to say, you did not dine at home.
Were not my doors locked up and I shut out?
Oh, Purdy, your doors were locked and you shut out.
Yeah, and did not she herself revile me there?
Sans fable, she herself relieved you there.
Yeah. Did not her maid rail, taunt, and scorn me?
Oh, certainly she did. The housemaid scorned you.
Yeah, and did not I enrage? Depart from thence.
In veridity you did. My bones bears witness that since have felt the vigor of his rage.
Is't good to soothe him in these contraries?
It is no shame. The fellow finds his vein, and yielding to him humours well his frenzy.
Thou hast suborned the goldsmith to arrest me.
Alas, I sent you money to redeem you by Dromio here, who came in haste for it.
Money by me, heart and goodwill you might, but surely, master, not a rag of money.
Wentest not thou to her for a purse of ducats?
He came to me, and I delivered it.
And I am witness with her that she did.
Oh, God and the rope maker bear me witness that I was sent for nothing but a rope.
Mistress, both man and master is possessed. I know it by their pale and deadly looks. They must be bound and laid in some dark room.
Say wherefore didst thou lock me forth today? And why dost thou deny the bag of gold?
I did not, gentle husband, lock thee forth.
And gentle master, I relieve no goad, but I confess, sir, that we were locked out.
Dissembling villain, thou speakest false in both.
Dissembling harlot, thou art false in all, and art confederate with a damned pack to make a loathsome abject scorn of me. But with these nails I'll pluck out these false eyes that would behold me in this shameful sport.
Oh, bind him, let him not come near me.
More company! The fiend is strong within him.
I mean, poor man, how pale and wan he looks.
What? Will you murder me? Oh, thou jailer, I am thou prisoner. Wilt thou suffer them to make a rescue?
Masters, let him go. He is my prisoner, and you shall not have him.
Go, bind this man, for he is frantic too.
What wilt thou do, thou peevish officer? Hast thou delight to see a wretched man do outrage and displeasure to himself?
He is my prisoner. If I let him go, the debt he owes will be required of me.
I will discharge thee ere I go for thee. Bear me forthwith unto his creditor, and knowing how the debt grows, I will pay it. Good master doctor, see him safe conveyed home to my house. Oh, most unhappy day.
Oh, most unhappy strumpet.
Master, I am here entered and bound for you.
Go out on thee, villain. Wherefore dost thou mad me?
Will you be bound for nothing? Be mad, good master.
Oh, God help him, poor souls, how idly do they talk. I will bear him hence.
Sister, I will go with thee. Say now, whose suit is he arrested at?
One Angelo, a goldsmith. Do you know him?
I know the man. What is the sum he owes?
200 ducats, due for a chain your husband had of him.
So that's how grows it due. He did bespeak a chain for me, but had it not... come, jailer, bring me to where the goldsmith is.
When as your husband, all enraged today, came to my house and took my ring, the ring I saw upon his finger now, straight after I did meet him with a chain.
It may be so, but I did never see it. I long to know the truth thereof at large.
God, see, they are loose again and come with naked swords.
Let's call more help to have them bound again.
Away! They'll kill us.
I see these witches are afraid of swords.
She that would be your wife now ran from you.
Come to the center. Fetch our stuff from thence. I long that we were safe and sound aboard.
Oh, Faith, stay here this night. They will surely do us no harm. You saw they speak us fair, give us gold. Methinks they're such a gentle nation that before the mountain of mad flesh that claims marriage to me, I could find in my heart to stay here still and turn witch.
I will not stay tonight for all the town. Therefore, away to get our stuff aboard.
Act 5, Scene 1. Enter the second merchant and Angelo the goldsmith.
I am sorry, sir, that I have hindered you. But I protest, he had the chain of me, though most dishonestly he doth deny it.
How is the man esteemed here in the city?
Oh, very reverend reputation, sir, of credit infinite, highly beloved, second to none that lives here in the city.
Speak softly. Yonder, as I think he walks.
'Tis so. And that self-chain about his neck, which he forswore most monstrously to have. Good sir, draw near to me. I'll speak to him. Signor Antipholus, I wonder much that you would put me to this shame and trouble, and not without some scandal to yourself, with circumstance and oath, so to deny this chain which now you wear so openly. Besides the charge, the shame, the imprisonment, you have done wrong to this, my honest friend, who, but for staying on our controversy, had hoisted sail and put to sea today. This chain you had of me, can you deny it? I'm sorry, I cannot hear you.
He thinks he had.
I think I had. I never did deny it.
Yes, that you did, sir, and forswore it too.
Who heard me deny it or forswear it?
These ears of mine, thou knowest, did hear thee. Fie on thee, wretch! 'Tis pity that thou livest to walk where any honest men resort.
Thou art a villain to impeach me thus. I'll prove mine honor and my honesty against thee presently, if thou dare stand.
I dare and do defy thee for a villain.
Hold! Hurt him not! For God's sake, he is mad! Some get within him. Take his sword away. Bind Dromio too, and bear them to my house.
Run! Master, run! For God's sake, take a house! This is some priory! In! Field!
Be quiet, people! Wherefore throng you hither?
To fetch my poor distracted husband hence. Let us come in, that we may bind him fast and bear him home for his recovery.
I knew he was not in his perfect wits.
I am sorry now that I did draw on him.
How long hath this possession held the man?
This week he has been heavy, sour, sad, and much different from the man he was. But till this afternoon his passion never brake into extremity of rage.
Hath he not lost much wealth by brack of sea? Buried some dear friend? Hath not else his eye strayed his affection in unlawful love, a sin prevailing much in youthful men who give their eyes the liberty of gazing? Which of these sorrows is he suspect to?
To none of these, except it be the last. Namely, some love drew him out from home.
You should for that have reprehended him.
Why, so I did.
Aye, but not rough enough.
As roughly as my modesty would let me.
Haply in private.
And in assemblies too.
Aye, but not enough.
It was the copy of our conference. In bed he slept, not for my urging it. At board he fed, not for my urging it. Alone it was the subject of my theme. In company I often glance at it. Still did I tell him it was vile and bad.
And therefore of it came that the man was mad. The venom clamors of a jealous woman poisons more deadly than a mad dog's tooth. It seems his sleeps were hindered by thy railing, and therefore comes it that his head is light. Thou say'st his meat was sauced with thy upbraidings. Unquiet meals make ill digestions. Therefore the raging fire of fever bred, and what's a fever but a fit of madness? Thou sayest his sports were hindered by thy brawls. Sweet recreation barred, what doth ensue but moody and dull melancholy, kinsman to grim and comfortless despair, and at her heels a huge infectious troop of pale distemperatures and foes to life? In food, in sport, and life-preserving rest, to be disturbed would mad or man or beast. The consequence is then thy jealous fits hath scared thy husband from the use of wits.
She never reprehended him, but mildly, when he demeaned himself rough, rude, and wildly. Why bear you these rebukes and answer not?
She did betray me to my own reproof.
Good people, enter and lay hold on him.
No, not a creature enters my house.
Then let your servants bring my husband forth.
Neither. He took this place for sanctuary, and it shall privilege him from your hands till I have brought him to his wits again, or lose my labor in assaying it.
I will attend my husband, be his nurse, diet his sickness, for it is my office, and will have no attorney but myself. And therefore let me have him home with me.
Be patient, for I will not let him stir till I have used the approved means I have, with wholesome syrups, drugs, and holy prayers, to make of him a formal man again. It is branch and parcel of mine oath, a charitable duty of my order. Therefore depart, and leave him here with me.
I will not hence and leave my husband here, and ill it doth beseem your holiness to separate the husband and the wife.
Be quiet and depart. Thou shalt not have him.
Complain unto the Duke of this indignity.
Come, go. I will fall prostrate at his feet and never rise until my tears and prayers have won his grace to come in person hither and take perforce my husband from the abbess.
Anon, I'm sure the Duke himself in person comes this way to the melancholy vale.
Upon what cause?
Well, let me tell you. To see a reverend Syracusean merchant who put unluckily into this bay against the laws and statutes of this town, beheaded publicly for his offense. See where they come. We will behold his death.
Kneel to the Duke before he pass the abbey.
Yet once again proclaim it publicly. If any friend will pay the sum for him, he shall not die. So much we tender him.
Justice, most sacred Duke, against the abbess.
She is a virtuous and reverend lady. It cannot be that she hath done thee wrong.
May it please your grace, Antipholus, my husband, who I made lord of me and all I had at your important letters. This ill day, a most outrageous fit of madness took him, that desperately he hurried through the street, with him his bondman, and all as mad as he, doing displeasure to the citizens by rushing into their houses, bearing thence rings, jewels, anything his rage did like. Once did I get him bound and sent him home, whilst to take order for the wrongs I went, that here and there his fury had committed. Anon, I wot not by what strong escape, he broke from those that had guard him, and with his mad attendant and himself, each one with ireful passion, with drawn swords, met us again, and madly bent on us, chased us away till raising of more aid, we came again to bind them. Then they fled into this abbey, whither we pursued them, and here the abbess shuts the gates on us, and will not suffer us to fetch him out, nor send him forth that we may bear him hence. Therefore, most gracious Duke, with thy command, let him be brought forth and borne hence for help.
Long since thy husband served me in my wars, and I to thee engaged a prince's word, when thou didst make him master of thy bed, to do him all the grace and good I could. Go, some of you, knock at the abbey gate and bid the lady abbess come to me. I will determine this before I stir.
Oh, mistress, mistress, shift and save yourself. My master and his men are both broke loose, beaten the maids a row and bound the doctor whose beard they have singed off with brands of fire. And ever as it blazed, they threw on him great pails of fuddled mire to quench the hair. My master preaches patience to him, and the while his man with scissors nicks him like a fool. And sure unless you send some present help between them, they will kill the conjurer.
Peaceful. Thy master and his man are here, and that is false thou dost report to us.
Mistress, upon my life, I tell you true. I have not breathed almost since I did see it. He cries for you and vows, if he can take you, to scorch your face and to disfigure you. Hark! Hark, I hear him. Mistress, fly! Be gone!
Come, stand by me. Fear nothing. Guards with halberds.
Jaime, it is my husband. Witness you that he is born about invisible. Even now we housed him in the abbey here, and now he's there, past thought of human reason.
Oh, justice, most gracious Duke. Oh, grant me justice, even for the service that long since I did thee, when I bestrid thee in the wars and took deep scars to save thy life, even for the blood that then I lost for thee. Now grant me justice.
Unless the fear of death doth make me dote, I see my son Antipholus and Dromio.
Justice, sweet prince, against that woman there, she whom thou gavest me to be my wife, that hath abused me and dishonored me, even in the strength and height of injury. Beyond imagination is the wrong that she this day hath shameless thrown on me.
Discover how, and thou shalt find me just.
Oh, this day, great Duke, she shut the doors upon me, while she with harlots feasted in my house.
A grievous fault. Say, woman, didst thou so?
No, my good lord. Myself, he, and my sister did dine together. So befall my soul, as this is false, he burdens me withal.
Ne'er may I look on day nor sleep on night, but she tells your highness simple truth.
Oh, perjured woman! They are both forsworn. In this the madman justly charges them.
My liege, I am advised what I say, neither disturbed with the effect of wine, nor heady rash provoked with raging ire. Albeit my wrongs might make one wiser mad. This woman locked me out this day from dinner. That goldsmith there, were he not packed with her, could witness it, for he was with me then, who parted with me to go and fetch a chain, promising to bring it to the Porpentine, where Balthazar and I did dine together. Our dinner done, and he not coming thither, I went to seek him. In the street I met him, and in his company, that gentleman, there did this perjured goldsmith swear me down that I this day of him received the chain, which God he knows I saw not, for the which he did arrest me with an officer. I did obey, and sent my peasant home for certain ducats. He returned with none. Then, fairly, I bespoke the officer to go in person to my house. By the way, we met my wife, her sister, and a rabble more of vile confederates. Along with them, they brought one Pinch, a hungry, lean-faced villain, the threadbare juggler, and a fortune teller, a living dead man. This pernicious slave, forsooth, took on him as a conjurer, and gazing in mine eyes, feeling my pulse, and with no face as 'twere out facing me, cries out, I was possessed. Then altogether they fell upon me, bound me, bore me thence, and in the dark and dankish vault at home there left me and my man both bound together, till gnawing with my teeth my bonds in sunder, I gained my freedom and immediately ran hither to your grace, whom I beseech to give me ample satisfaction for these deep, deep shames and great indignities.
My lord, in truth, thus far I witness with him that he dined not at home, but was locked out.
But had he such a chain of thee or no?
He had, my lord. And when he ran in here, these people saw the chain about his neck. Besides, I will be sworn these ears of mine heard you confess you had the chain of me after you first forswore it on the mat. And thereupon this man drew his sword on you. And then you fled into this abbey here, for whence I think you are come by miracle.
Never came within these abbey walls, nor ever didst thou draw thy sword on me. I never saw the chain, so help me heaven. And this is false you burden me withal.
Why, what an intricate impeach is this? I think you have all drunk of Circe's cup. If here you housed him, here he would have been. If he were mad, he would not plead so coldly. You say he dined at home. The goldsmith here denies that saying. Sirrah, what say you?
Sir, he dined with her here at the Porpentine.
He did, and from my finger snatched the ring.
Oh, 'tis true, my liege, that this ring I had of her.
Sawest thou him enter at the abbey here?
As sure, my liege, as I do see your grace.
Why, this is strange. Go call the abbess hither. I think you all are mated or stark mad.
Most mighty Duke, vouchsafe me speak a word. Happily, I see a friend will save my life and pay the sum that may deliver me.
Speak freely, Syracusian, what thou wilt.
Is not your name, sir, called Antipholus? And is not that your bondman, Dromio? I am sure you both of you remember me.
Ourselves we do remember, sir, by you. For lately we were bound as you are now. You are not Pincher's patient, are you, sir?
Why look you strange on me? You know me well.
I never saw you in my life till now.
Oh. Grief hath changed me since you saw me last, and careful hours with time's deformed hand have written strange defeatures in my face. But tell me yet, dost thou not know my voice?
Neither.
Dromio, nor thou?
No, trust me, sir, not I.
Not know my voice? Oh, time's extremity. Hast thou so cracked and splitted my poor tongue, even in 7 short years, that here my only son knows not my feeble key of untuned cares? Yet hath my night of life some memory, my wasting lamp some fading glimmer left, my dull, deaf ears a little used to hear. All these old witnesses I cannot err. Tell me thou art my son, Antipholus.
I never saw my father in my life.
But 7 years since, in Syracuse, boy, thou know'st we parted. But perhaps, my son, thou shamest to acknowledge me in misery.
The Duke and all that know me in the city can witness with me that it is not so. I never saw Syracuse in my life.
I tell thee, Syracusian, 20 years have I been patron to Antipholus, during which time he ne'er saw Syracusia. I see thy age and dangers make thee dote.
Most mighty Duke, behold a man much wronged. All gathered to see him.
I see 2 husbands, or mine eyes deceive me.
One of these men is genius to the other, and so of these, Which is the natural man and which the spirit? Who deciphers them?
I, sir, am Dromio. Command him away.
I, sir, I am Dromio. Pray let me stay.
Egeon, art thou not, or else his ghost?
Oh, my old master, who hath bound him here?
Whoever bond him, I will loose his bonds, and gain a husband by his liberty. Speak, old Egeon, if thou be'st the man that hadst a wife once called Emilia, that bore there at a burden 2 fair sons, or if thou be'st the same Egeon, speak, and speak unto the same Emilia.
If I dream not, thou art Emilia. If thou art she, tell me, where is that son that floated with thee on the fatal raft?
Why, men of Epidamian, he and I and the twin Dromio, all were taken up. But by and by rude fishermen of Corinth by force took Dromio and my son with them, and me they left with those of Epidamum. What then became of them I cannot tell. I to this fortune that you see me in.
Why, here begins his morning story right. These 2 Antipholuses, these 2 so like, and these 2 Dromios, one in semblance. These are the parents to these children, which accidentally are met together. Antipholus, thou camest from Corinth first.
No, sir, not I. I came from Syracuse.
Oh, stand apart. I know not which is which.
I came from Corinth, my most gracious lord.
And I with him.
Brought to this town by that most famous warrior, Duke Menaphon, your most renowned uncle.
Which of you 2 did dine with me today?
I, gentle mistress.
And you are not my husband?
No, I say nay to that.
No, and so do I. Yet she called me so, and this fair gentlewoman, her sister here, did call me brother. What I told you then, I hope shall have leisure to make good.
If this be not a dream I see and hear.
This is the chain, sir, which you had of me.
I think it be, sir. I deny it not.
And you, sir, for this chain arrested me.
I think I did, sir. I deny it not.
I sent you money, sir, to be your bail by Dromio, but I think he brought it not.
No, none by me.
The purse of ducats I received from you, and Dromio, my man, did bring them me. I see we still did meet each other's man, and I was taken for him, and he for me, and thereupon these airs are aroused.
These ducats pawn I for my father here.
It shall not need. Thy father hath his life.
Sir, I must have that diamond of you.
Oh, there, take it, and much thanks for my good cheer.
Renowned Duke, vouchsafe to take the pains to go with us into the abbey here, and here at large discoursed all our fortunes, and all that are assembled in this place, that by this sympathized one day's error have suffered wrong. Go, keep us company, and we shall make full satisfaction. 33 years have I but gone in travail of you, my sons, and till this present hour my heavy burden ne'er delivered. The Duke, my husband, and my children both, and you, the calendars of their nativity, go to a gossip's feast and go with me. After so long a grief, such nativity.
With all my heart, I'll gossip at this feast.
Master, shall I fetch your stuff from shipboard?
Dromio, what stuff of mine hast thou embarked?
Your goods that lay at Hosa in the center.
He speaks to me.
Oh,
I am your master, Dromio.
Oh.
Come, go with us. We'll look at that anon.
okay.
Embrace thy brother there. Rejoice with him.
There is a fat friend at your master's house that kitchened me for you today at dinner. She shall now be my sister. Oh, not my wife.
Methinks you are my glass, and not my brother. I see by me I am a sweet face you.
Oh,
Will you go and see the gossiping?
oh, not I, sir. You are my elder.
Well, that is a question. How should we try it?
We'll draw cuts for the senior. Till then, thou leads first.
Nay, no, then this, thus. We came into this world like brother and brother. And now let us go hand in hand, not one by the other.
Okay.
You sneaky little devils!
Yes!